Check out this new Xbox headset. Is this popular FPS finally making its way over to consoles? And is Game Pass getting a price increase? Let's discuss. Turtle Beach is probably a company that most gamers are familiar with. They make a lot of gaming headsets. Chances are, if you have been walking around a Target or a Best Buy, you slapped one of these babies on and tried one of the sound demos that they have available. And while the quote-unquote best headset for gaming is a very hotly debated topic, I feel like Turtle Beach is a very commonly owned headset for gamers, and for good reason. On Monday, the company announced that they were making a beefier, premium version of their Stealth 700 Gen 2 headsets, the Stealth 700 Gen 2 Max. Now, the Stealth 700 Generation 1 headsets, from my understanding, from what I saw on Reddit, on social media, on review websites, they got a little bit of a mixed response, but the Gen 2 version of the headset seemed to have fixed a lot of those problems, a lot of those frustrations that gamers were encountering, and it looks like this Gen 2 Max version of the Stealth 700s seek to further refine player experiences. The Stealth 700 Gen 2 Max, wow, that's just such a lot of words, such a long title to give a product. It boasts apparently a longer battery life, up to 40 plus hours. It's also apparently dropping Xbox wireless support in favor for the standard 2.4 gigahertz connection, so which means that you will probably need a dongle in order to make this compatible with your Xbox console. It also has the ability to connect to multiple devices, your Xbox console, your PC, your phone, other consoles like a Nintendo Switch or a PlayStation. And that feature specifically, being able to connect to multiple devices, seems like it's almost a must-have for modern gaming headsets. For example, I use my headset to connect to of course, my Xbox console, and then my laptop because I can chat with all my friends on Discord, which we all know is not available natively on Xbox. Now, this new headset, the Stealth 700 Gen 2 Max, is going to be $50 more than its predecessor, coming in for a total of $200. It is available for pre-order right now on the Turtle Beach website and is going to be officially released on May 8th. Now, if you are adamantly against Turtle Beach headsets for whatever reason, maybe they did you some great injustice in the past, I highly recommend. I've been really enjoying my official Xbox wireless stereo headset, and a lot of you guys have actually been reaching out to me with high praise for the SteelSeries 7X. So there you go, options. If you don't like Turtle Beach for whatever reasons, that's what the people are recommending. Believe it or not, it has been almost 2 years since Riot Games released Valorant, and if you're not familiar with Valorant, it is a tactical first-person shooter that pits teams of 5 against each other, sort of similar to what you would find in Overwatch. Unfortunately for all my Xbox-only brothers out there, we have not gotten the chance to play it because when it released back in June of 2020, it was only available for PC players. Shortly after the game was released, executive producer Anna Donlan came out and made a statement saying that they were interested in prototyping a console version of the game. She says, "We are definitely prototyping that right now, but there's a way to play this game and there's a way to experience this game that we're not entirely sure translates completely to console play." She then continued, "If we were to do it, it would definitely be delayed," which turned out to be a true statement because here we are, like I said, almost 2 years later, and Valorant is still not on consoles. But a job listing on Riot Games' website has given people some hope that the game could be making its way over to console soon. The listing is for a senior game designer, and the description is as follows: "You will design, tweak, and optimize the player experience. Your analytical skills, player insight, and creativity aid in crafting in and out of game experiences that engage and surprise players." Obviously, this is all speculation, but for my optimists out there, the fact that they mention console game products is very encouraging. And we're kind of going through a weird period when it comes to first-person shooters on the console right now. We had a couple of AAA letdowns like Battlefield 2042, Call of Duty Vanguard, and as much as it pains me to say it because I had such a good time with it, I spent a lot of time in the multiplayer. I even participated in a tournament. I got clapped, but that's not important. I'm talking about Halo Infinite. They've been kind of struggling a little bit. Fortnite is also going all in on this no build mode, and while that was exciting at first, I feel like people are kind of like, no build gets kind of boring after a while. How about a no quick build or like a build cooldown mode? And that's besides the point. But if some of these other free-to-play shooters are sort of restructuring, why not Valorant? It might be the perfect time to bring the game over to consoles now that there's not really a king of shooters right now on consoles. Bringing it over to consoles could provide some players who have found other shooters lacking the experience that they're looking for. So we had to wait a little bit, but we finally know what to expect from Game Pass, sort of, in the month of April. On April 5th, they released some of the games that we can expect in the first half of the month, and that includes Cricket 2022, Chinatown Detective Agency, MLB The Show 2022, Life is Strange True Colors, Lost in Random, Panzer Corps 2, The Dungeon of Nahalbek, Amulet of Chaos, Chicken Edition, Dragon Age 2, Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, and Star Wars Squadrons. Now, this lineup might be underwhelming to some, especially after such a strong month in March. But if you're seeing anything on this list that you're like, not particularly excited for, just remember this is not all the games that are coming to Game Pass this month. Usually they do 2 announcements, one for the first 2 weeks and then another for the second half of the month. The standouts here are definitely MLB The Show 2022, that's the obvious one. And other games that sort of interest me are Chinatown Detective Agency and Life is Strange. Either way, this could be a good opportunity for people to catch up on their backlog if they're not seeing anything that they're interested in right now. Like I said, there was a lot of games that came to Game Pass in the month of March that I haven't gotten around to. Tunic, Kraken Academy, Guardians of the Galaxy. I've just been too enamored with Elden Ring. I'm like, oh, it's like got like a hold on my life. But now that I'm nearing the end of Elden Ring, this could be an opportunity to catch up on some of those other games. Also, I think it's strange that some of these games are listed as cloud only. For example, Dragon Age 2 on this little, banner, post, whatever you want to call it, that they put out, it says that it's just listed as cloud only. It's very strange, but I checked it out on my Xbox Series X, and you can indeed use your Game Pass membership to download it to your console to play natively. Now keep in mind, if you want to play Dragon Age 2, you're gonna have to have EA Play, which is only available on the Xbox Game Pass Ultimate tier, and that goes double if you want to play it on the cloud. You can only play on the cloud if you have Game Pass Ultimate. While we're on the subject, there has allegedly, and I gotta emphasize that, allegedly, there has been a leak of some games that could be coming to Game Pass in the future, up to 8 games. Whether they're coming in the second half of April, at a later date, or not coming at all, we are not sure. Twitter user Modern Warzone posted this screenshot, which looks like a screenshot of the Microsoft Store, the Game Pass deal section. The 8 games that are apparently a part of this leak are Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, Diablo 2 Resurrected, Metal Gear Rising Revengeance, Metal Gear Solid 5, Ground Zeroes, Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain, and Metal Gear Survive. Now, I would classify the majority of these games as old but gold. They're a little bit older now. They were released, a couple years back, but they were critically acclaimed and they have remained popular over the years. Except for Metal Gear Survive, that game is garbage. Now, I have to admit, guys, I don't know, it's kind of weird that I'm seeing a lot of Konami games. I don't know if there's something going on with that. We know that Microsoft is engaged in talks to buy Activision Blizzard. They have come to an agreement, which would explain the presence of the Call of Duty games and Diablo 2, but that's just it. They're engaged in talks. The deal hasn't gone through yet. It's still under review by the FTC. We don't know when it's gonna go through, if it's gonna go through, I don't know. But it's not entirely crazy because a couple of Bethesda games made their way over to Game Pass before Microsoft officially acquired ZeniMax Media, so it's not too crazy. If nothing else, this gives Xbox fans a glimpse of what could be should this Activision Blizzard deal be approved. In the near future, it might not be so crazy to open up your Game Pass library and see Call of Duty games, Diablo 1 through 3, Overwatch 1 and 2, World of Warcraft, all of the other games that fall under the Blizzard Activision umbrella. A big question that has been on everyone's minds, especially since this whole Activision Blizzard thing, is if Game Pass is going to see a price increase anytime soon. Now, if you are familiar with streaming services, if you have other subscriptions, for example, like Netflix, we've seen price increases. That's just an inevitable thing that happens as the years go on, as they add more content. By the way, if you have an Xbox mini fridge, you have Brad Sams to thank. If you know, you know. He's recently implied that Game Pass could be seeing a price increase sometime soon. Brad Sams says, "I've heard that Microsoft is contemplating figuring out how to raise the price of these services to include Gold so that the $15 per month is the new baseline, meaning you get Game Pass and you also get Xbox Live Gold, and that's the only tier." He continues, "It would not surprise me if when Microsoft closes this acquisition of Activision, they actually raise that base floor up price of how much it's going to cost to get into their service. For now, this is sort of all still speculation. In the past, Phil Spencer has been kind of coy about the subject of a Game Pass price increase. And most recently, he's been kind of like dancing around the subject a little bit. Like, no matter what I say, people are gonna believe what they're gonna believe. Personally, I wonder if Sony's release of their kind of pricing system for PlayStation Plus Essential and Premium is going to affect their decisions at all if they choose to raise the price of Game Pass. As a reminder, this new PlayStation Plus system, they have 3 tiers. They have a $10 tier, which is just PlayStation Plus, and then a $15 and a $17 tier for the more premium offerings. They're also offering the ability to buy a year of each service up front for a pretty decent discount, which Xbox is not currently doing. And while I agree that at some point in the future, it is most likely we're gonna see a price increase for Game Pass, the different tiers, I question how they're gonna change the prices. I'm really curious as to how they're gonna change the structuring of that. If they wanna go and bundle in Xbox Live Gold with Game Pass, and I think that's a smart move, I really think it'd be awesome if they added another tier. For example, you have Xbox Live Gold and just the basic Game Pass, and then you have Game Pass Ultimate right now, which includes Xbox Live Gold and all the Game Pass offerings on top of the EA Play stuff, and you also get your perks. And then maybe add another tier, which is Xbox Game Pass Ultimate Plus or something like that, which includes all of the Game Pass Ultimate stuff and also the Activision Blizzard games. We also know that they're planning on rolling out a family plan for Game Pass soon, so I don't know how that's gonna affect things. Are they gonna lock it to certain tiers of Game Pass? How that's gonna factor into things? I'm not sure. But whatever they do, I firmly believe that it's gonna be a way better deal still than PlayStation Plus.